recording. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a few things that are going to be useful for your project. So the first thing is that you need a site to build your buildings on. Do you guys usually have CAD sites that you will import in, or you'll draw on your site here? Okay, you have CADs. So first thing to do, I don't have a file here to show, but you would go insert and insert your link CAD or import your CAD file in. So you have your drawing in the environment and you can see them here. That's the first thing you do. Then you would go under massing and site, and then you would start defining your massing. So when you so when you click on topo surface here, you are drawing your topo surface. It could also be read from a file that you have already imported. So if I have a CAD file imported, I click on this guy, select the import instance, then I would go in and select wherever my instance is. Then it will show me the layers I want to have the topography built based on that. I will select those and it will build it. If one of you guys have a topography file, I can show you guys how to do it later in the class, but that's very simple. So you would just insert your CAD drawing in, you would go under topo surface, you would go under create import, create from import, you will click on that, it will show you all the list of the layers. You need to know the name of the layers that are showing your topography lines, and then you will click on them, and then it will create it for you. Yes?
Does it matter if it's like a 2D topo file?
It does matter. So if it's a 2D topo file, what it will do is it will give you a flat surface. But if it's a 3D topo file, it will give you the actual topography. And it's very easy to define the topography in CAD. So if you open it in AutoCAD, clicking on any polylines, you can define the elevation for it. So you would do it there first and then bring it into Revit and just define the surface off of it. Good? Okay. Alright, so if you don't have a CAD file, then you would build your topography here. So the way to do that is by placing points. So when you click on place points, so again, under topo surface, it will give me these tools to work with. So place the point, and it has the elevation defined for those points. So I'm starting at 0, placing a few points around. That's one round. Then I would go maybe a few meters higher, and then start placing some other points. I know the points are not showing up, and there's a reason for it. I will show you that later. And then I say yes. Nothing is showing up, but actually if I go under my 3D view, you see now I've got a site topography built in. The reason it's not showing up in my level 1 is do you guys know? Can you guess? Yes. What's that? That's one solution. So if you go under site, you will see it. But if I want to see it on level 1, what should I do? What's that? Okay, I didn't hear that, but I assume that's the right answer. Thank you. So if you go under View and then Visibility and Graphics, you need to turn it on. That was the answer, right? Okay, good. So then you will scroll down. The topography is turned off. So we'll just click on it. It will show up. Now I can see it in my level 1, and this is where it's cutting it at level 1. So level 2, again, is turned off, so I can see it. I can go under Visibility and Graphics and turn it on, and then under Sites, I can see it. In the 3D view, I can see it as well. Now, next problem that I have is that my building is somewhere undefined between the building and the site, and it's kind of buried in the ground. It's not really making a lot of sense to have it there, so what should I do? That's the other thing I'm going to show you guys now. So if I go back to my level 1, as soon as I place in the site model under massing and site, some new tools are showing up for me that I can use. One of them is the building path. So you can use the building path to create the building path. So by picking the line, just pressing the tab, it picks all the walls around it. So I'll say OK. Now when I go to a 3D view, you can see that there's actually a pad underneath my form, and it's cutting through the topography. It makes more sense if I didn't have those windows under there, but it will make more sense if I go to a section view. So I'll go to my sections, and now you can see I've got the site, and it's cut, and there's my building. So that's what the path does for me. Okay. section similar to that. There's the site, there's the cut through by the pad, and there's the building. A few other tools that you can use for a site, I'm not going to go to details, so you can put in site components, trees and peoples and cars and that kind of stuff. You can load families in and all that kind of thing. You can put in parkings, you can split and submerge or subregion your site. Let's say this is our dirt, a portion of it is grass, so we just draw the grass piece and say, okay, that's a different piece of it that you can select and change the material here to grass or whatever you want it to be. So if you want to do those kind of things, that's the way to do it. But the important part that Branko was mentioning in class is the property line. Do you guys know what the property lines are, right? I didn't know it before I started working, so that's why I'm asking. Okay, so wherever.
Is that just what we define?
Yes, for your project, it's what you define. For real project, is what has been defined for the project. So wherever there's a site and you're building a building, the land that you are allowed to touch is defined by the property lines, and those are the lines that will go around your building. So when you have the mass, you can go in and draw your property lines. I can create it by sketch, or I can create it by putting in my distances. And when I do it by sketch, I can actually, if I have a CAD file that is imported to my drawing, I can just pick the lines that are my property line, then it will define it for me. In this case, I don't have it, and I just assume it's a stupid rectangle around my building. I just draw it in, and I say, okay, now I have a property line. The thing Branko was mentioning, and is very, very useful, is that, okay, if I'm presenting this site plan, with these grids on it, and it's not a well-defined and beautiful site plan, but let's say you have one of those. It's important for me to know where my building or where my grids are standing in relation to this property line. So it's always good to have some dimensions that is going from property line to some of the grids, or from property line to some of the walls. In this case, I'm just seeing the roof, but I could see the walls. So it's always important to address those kind of things. So you can actually imagine it this way. If you have the site, you're going in, you want to place the building, you need to know where the building is. So you need to know those dimensions in a way. Okay, that's the property line. Any other questions for this? Okay. Next thing, I know Shay and Alex has shown you guys how to do sheets. I'm just going to quickly touch on those one more time. So if you want to make a sheet, you can go under view and you can make a new sheet. When you do that, it will tell you, okay, what type of sheet you want to load in. Branko was talking about 11 by 17, so we can go load those. I'm not sure where they are in this. Maybe title blocks, metric A3. Let's say A3 is an 11 by 17. Just faking it. If you were under Imperial, so going sheet, you would load, you would go back, you would go US Imperial, and it would go title blocks. Now you can have an 11 by 17. 11 by 17. So then that's the 11 by 17 horizontal. You would select on it, click on it, and then you have your 11 by 17 sheet in place. Alright, so under sheets, now when I open it, I have two sheets placed. This is the first one that was an A3 and I was faking it, so I'm just going to delete that. The A102 sheet is my 11 by 17. So by clicking on this, I know what type of sheet I've selected. I can always change it in the future if I wanted to have a different sheet size. But for now, I have an 11 by 17 sheet defined. Then I can drag and drop my drawings into the sheet. Let's say I want to place my level 1 there. And that's big because of the scale, so I will click on it and go to 1 to 200 so that it will fit. This rectangle around my building or drawing is not going to show up. That's your region, and the way to change that is to double click, go into this, and then turn on your crop region and move it to wherever you want. Change it like that maybe. And then click outside. Okay, there. That's your crop region. And then you would hide that so it's not showing up. You would turn it on so it's cutting. And then click outside. There you go. And then you can move this guy closer or change the change the style of it through here, no title, title only, title with line, whatever you want to do. You could also load in new ones. You can click on it and change the family type and all that kind of thing. So that's how to define sheets, sheet sizes, and place drawings on the sheets. As you can see, there are some information underneath the sheet that you can go in and change manually, but the proper way to change them is to go under Manage and Project Information and change it through there. So when you click on Project Information, you have the chance to change a lot of the things that are shown up here. So what is your organization name? What is the building name? What is the author? If you are doing any analysis, if you have other stuff, you can do it over there. There's also some more stuff here that you can do. That's one way of doing it. The other way is to double click on stuff, manually changing them like that. Or if you do enough double clicks, then you will be taken into changing the family type. So let's back up for a sec. You guys know what the families are, right? So anything we put in Revit that we didn't draw, I'm just grabbing from somewhere else, like if it's a furniture, if it's a sheet in this case, if it's a detailing family, anything that is called a family is actually a file sitting somewhere in your computer. It's not in the Revit file, it's sitting somewhere else. So you are changing a file when you're changing a family. So I click on my sheet file and I'm double clicked on it and I'm into edit family mode. So we'll just do it one more time so that's more clear. Okay, going back here, I have my sheet selected. You can see here it says edit family. If I click on it, it will open a new file or a new project, which is this family, and it's a file saved somewhere. So I would go in and save it as, just to make sure that I'm not messing with the existing files. So save as a family somewhere, let's say on the desktop, and call it Matthias. You need to know how to spell your name, Matthias sheet. Okay, then I can edit all the elements in the file. So this is a file is reading from somewhere. I can delete it. I can insert a new image. I'm just gonna see what's on this computer. Hopefully it's something appropriate. There's nothing on this computer. It's an image file, please. I don't know what that thing is. I'm just gonna open it. It's not doing it. Anyways, if you got an image somewhere, you can bring that image in and place it on your drawing, and then change stuff or move lines and edit the style of this sheet, and then you can load it back to your project. So when I do that, I would do let's do a few more changes so it's more obvious. Whatever you want to do. Some of these are just texts. Some of them are more smart and are reading from something off of the project, and then I would go save this and load this into the project. If you have multiple projects in your Revit open, it will ask which project you want it to be open in. Then I will go under my sheets and my sheet here. If I click on this, now under this, I should be able to select Matthias sheet. That's the file I saved on the desktop. And now the new style that I picked for my sheet is shown up. So that's how to change stuff, add images in if you have a logo for some reason, or you have something added to your sheet. You don't like the lines, you want to change that or anything, that's how to do it.